follows a story of growth and learning, inspired by works such as the Jungle Book. The story evolves with time, but the basic themes stay the same. In broad terms, we normally follow a story about Mowgli or Akela, who learn about nature as taught by various animals, combining each animal's experience and knowledge into a more complete view of the world. As you follow the Cub Scout trail, you follow in the footsteps of the scouts who came before you. You learn many things so that someday you too may inspire and teach younger scouts. The first thing the scouts learn on the trail is the scout oath, the law, and the sign, and what all of those mean. These are the cornerstones of scouting, and in learning these, you've earned the first of the Cub Scout ranks, the rank of Bobcat. Yeah, it's Tiger too. I'm sorry, I cut that one off. When scouts are a bit older, they begin to explore the woods and the world around them as wolf cubs. For Mowgli or Akela, the wolves teach about the pack and what it means to be a part of it. They teach lessons on how to speak to other animals, how to listen, and how to be respectful. In Cub Scouts, you begin to participate in flag ceremonies. You learn to communicate in different ways, and you participate in hikes, activities, and service projects. With this, you earn the rank of wolf. Next, Mowgli or Akela learn from the big kindly bear. In this, they learn to recognize the tracks of the creatures of the forest, the names of the trees, and the calls of the birds. They began to learn the importance of tools and how to use them safely. As Cub Scouts, you identified plant, animal, and insect species on hikes. You used tools to build things and learned how to handle a pocket knife with proper care. And you learned more about your community and how to be a more integral part of it. Thus, you earned the rank of bear. The next steps on the Cub Scout trail begin to focus on how to use your skills to help others. For Mowgli or Akela, they had learned all they could from the forest animals, and their teachings began to come from their elders. They were taught things such as how to prepare food, how to help those in danger, and how to care for the injured. As scouts, you also worked on food preparation and cooking. You learned about hiking and water safety. You learned about first aid and personal fitness. In learning these things, you earned the rank of Webelos. The steps of the Cub Scout trail lead up to the crossover bridge and the first steps onto the trail to Eagle. Mowgli or Akela were still learning, but they also began to pass their knowledge on. As scouts, you've continued learning, and you have also helped younger scouts on pack activities. You've set an example of what it is possible to accomplish in scouting. As the younger scouts look down the Cub Scout trail, they see how brightly the pathway is lit. And it is bright because you have helped make it so by doing your best, helping others, and giving goodwill. The final and highest rank of Cub Scouting is the Arrow of Light. In fact, it is the only achievement that a scout is allowed to bring over to their troop uniform. The Arrow of Light is much more difficult to obtain than any belt loop, activity wedge, or even any of the other ranks. To earn it, a scout must be a member of their den for at least 6 months since completing the 4th grade or turning 10 years old. They must have completed Building a Better World, Duty to God in Action, Outdoor Adventurer, Scouting Adventure, and at least one more adventure of their choosing. They must know the Scout Oath and Scout Law from memory, as well as the Scout slogan, motto, sign, and salute. They must have participated in a Webelos overnight campout or a Webelos day hike. They must have visited a Scout troop, taken part in a troop outdoor activity. More important than the badge itself is what you've learned along the way, the work you have done to help others, and the honor you have brought to your den and to the pack. Will the following Cub Scouts please come forward? Ichi Egan, Mateo Hernandez, Noah Irby, Morgan Oyen, Vin Pham, Hazel Roos, Matthias, Now, I have had the privilege of not only being your Cub Master, but to check in on your dens from time to time. I want you to know tonight how very proud I am of each and every one of you. You have learned about the natural world firsthand on hikes and outings. You've completed woodworking projects, gone to numerous camps and overnighters. You've helped your community and your environment in several service projects, including Scouting for Food. You've collected activity wedges, advancements, and awards like the Supernova at an absolutely astounding pace. I'm very excited to see you transition to your troops, taking the next step in your path of becoming Scouts of strong character. So, it's traditional for the Arrow of Light Scouts to pass on at least one thing you learned and one piece of advice for the next Webelos group of younger Scouts. Please think back on your time in Cub Scouts for some wisdom to share or a memorable event or activity that you participated in. And at this time, I'd like to ask Dan Roos to come up. Because I believe he has a few words to say as well.
We've had a great year working with these scouts, a lot of good energy. We really raced to the finish to get everybody completed in time. So it's been really great working with you guys. I'm very happy and very proud that you guys have achieved the Arrow of Light.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down the road here one by one, and if you can let somebody know what some piece of advice or some memory that you have that you want to share with everyone. Anything?
When learning to use the pocket knife, remember to not pull the pocket knife like this when a blade is open, so that if it accidentally closes, you don't accidentally chop your fingers off.
That is a very, very important piece of advice. Thank you.
I have no idea.
You have no idea? You don't have any memories? No advice? Okay. Kim Clark? It was fun.
Yes.
All right.
I don't remember any, but first of all, don't trust girls.
Very funny.
That's going to get you in some trouble.
Always trust girls.
Next.
Camp out, probably always want mummy sleeping bag because they keep you warmest, and you should always get waterproof hiking boots because they're very useful.
Both very good pieces of advice.
I have bad memories, so I'll pass.
You have bad memories.
No, I have bad memories.
Oh, you have a bad memory. Okay.
Make sure you don't charge your bushes on trees.
Yes, that is very good. That's for that makes Daryl happy, right? Leave no trace, no initials on trees. Okay.
My advice would be to stay happy, like through the whole camp out, because if you're not really like into it, you'll have bad memories.
good advice too. A scout is cheerful. Perfect. Thank you all. All right. No, just stay up here. So, let me have you guys go ahead and step behind the table. That's nice. Webelow Scouts, you have completed the ranks of Cub Scouting, and the emblem you see here represents the Arrow of Life. This symbol is made up of an arrow which points the way to a good life, and a rising sun which symbolizes the constant new challenges provided by Scouting and life itself. There are 7 rays in the Arrow of Light, and as they are lit, you will hear how they stand for the 7 great virtues of life. The first ray represents wisdom. Having wisdom does not mean that a person is smarter than others. It means that they use their knowledge for the good of all. The second ray represents courage. Courage does not mean a person has no fear of danger. It means that that person can face danger despite their fear. The third ray represents self-control. Self-control means that a person is able to check their impulses and choose their own path instead of merely following others. The fourth ray represents justice. Justice means being fair with others we play and work with, regardless of who they are. The fifth ray represents faith. Faith can include a belief in God or a higher power, and also in things that we cannot see but know to be true. The sixth candle represents hope. Hope means that a person is able to look forward to a better tomorrow, but at the same time is able to work hard today to make that happen. The last candle in the last ray represents love. There are many kinds of love: the love of family and of home, school and community, God and country. Every kind of love is important for a full and happy life. You will find that by living by these 7 virtues, it will lead you to a fulfilling life. The Arrow of Light is a significant achievement. As mentioned before, you will continue to wear the Arrow of Light on your troop uniform, and when you become an adult leader, you will wear a square knot which represents the Arrow of Light on your uniform. Parents of these Webelow Scouts, please come and stand behind your scout.